Hey, happy early Monday morning to you. Welcome to the Fuller Homestead. My name's Brian. So the homestead got, we're gonna call it an upgrade last night. Family and I went to Tractor Supply, pick up some hog panels to get our training pen ready, even though we're not having pigs here till spring. And while we're walking around the store, which was probably the first mistake, right? I hear in the background chicks, and so did my wife. And we thought, that's weird that they still have some. So we came home with 60. Now we know we've already lost some because we lost 3 before the night was over. Let's go meet the new additions to the homestead. Oh, there's one more that you're gonna have to meet too, but that's coming up in a second. All right, so Jack and I are coming to see how the new little ladies are doing. Good morning, ladies. The bad news is, if there is bad news, is that now our deadline for getting certain things done just moved up. It is raining today, which, listen, we're not gonna complain about. It started raining about 1 a.m. last night. But right back there, we've got that chicken coop that I introduced you to the other day. We've got to get it shored up. We've got to start working on some fencing for a run. I mean, we've got a little bit, right? I mean, these guys are a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. There's another introduction. Mama's coming up with little Emerson. So this is also a new addition. Hey,
Hello.
Emerson.
Good morning.
Emerson was a, quote, birthday present for me, but it has since become, I think, Brendan's cat. Emerson just joined us. Jack really wants to play, like really wants to play, but Lacey not so much. Bad encounter yesterday. I may put that video clip in here.
Lacey. Hey.
I don't think that went well. So anyway, as I was saying, let me go back out while Mama handles Emerson. We were thinking adding pigs and chickens at the same time kind of in the spring, but we now have to get this done quicker. We've got to get this all cleaned out, get a different door, and by different I mean a door. Also today, my wife was talking about taking up some dead shrubs that were in the front. She got some lavender plants in she was going to put up there, so she was talking about taking those out today. We're talking about trying to pull the wisteria up and put the fig tree in. I think it's supposed to rain quite a bit today, so we'll see what we're able to get done. We may just get a lot done, and we may be soaked. That's all right. It's kind of what we signed up for, huh? Oh, let me show you what else we got last night. So we got 8 of these panels, 16 feet by 3 feet. They're going to be used for the training pen for the pigs that we get in the spring. And I'm really thinking that we're gonna start and build a training pen right here closest to the house, and this will be the first area that we start rotating around. Obviously it's very overgrown right now, so we're gonna have to do some clearing. All right, so Mama has decided that getting a shovel and digging those plants up is the first thing we're doing. So let's go get some shovels. Where are you going? Shovels are here. Gloves are for the weak. I'm just kidding with that. All right, let's go dig some holes in the ground. Hey, you don't like this new kitten, do you? Yeah, it's not your favorite? Tell me about it. Tell me about how you don't like her. Oh, come here, old lady. Look, my 15 years, I'm the only cat. And now, I have to share. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's what you're saying, little lady. All right, we gotta dig some holes, baby. So, as you can see, still work to be done. These are what's coming up. Not even really sure what it was. That's coming up. That's coming up. And then she wants this up as well. This one we may be able to yank out with a chain. It may have enough root, but this is gonna take a little more. multiple attempts with the tractor and chain, some ruts in the yard, some ruts in the driveway. I think we're gonna call it because, believe it or not, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but these clouds are getting dark, the wind is picking up, and we think it's really about to, what's the phrase? The bottom is about to fall out. That has always been a gross analogy. We're gonna head to the shop. It's so dark outside, my light on the outside of the shop has even come back on. We're gonna go in where the chicks are, see if we can't get some scrap lumber and maybe do some work for the chickens. Well, I hadn't been in here very long and it really did pick up. See if we can get a shot out the window here. You see the trees glowing in the distance. It's, wow.
Tornado.
No. I definitely think outside work for a moment has been paused.
Yeah, close.
Well, at least the rain has let up enough where you, I think, can hear me talk. It's not as hard as it was, but it still is coming down. So we're gonna call an audible for today, and we're going to work inside the shop. The first thing that we're gonna do is build a door for the outside of that chicken coop. And I went out and did a little measurement. We've got 30.5 by 70.25. So we're gonna build that frame real fast, and then we're going to put tin over the top of it, and we'll call that a completed project. I don't know if we'll hang it today or not, but we're definitely gonna go try dry fitting it, make sure everything lines up right. So 30.5 by 70.25, let's get started. So I went out to the scrap wood pile and I got 3 2x4s. We're gonna cut these down to a little more manageable lengths and square off the ends on the miter saw. Okay, so nothing special, just a little down and dirty door for the chicken coop. Got the braces in, although I don't have them tacked down. I ran out of longer screws, so I'm gonna have to go back and get some. And I've been needing to pick up some for a while, so that'll be a good excuse to go back into town. We have lost a few more chicks, by the way, since we've been here. I think we're up to maybe 6 now. We'll make another trip into Tractor Supply, maybe pick up another half dozen. If you don't know, you get chicks there. In the first couple of days, if you have some that die, you just bring back the receipt and they'll give you some new ones. We did split them up into 2 different ones, so I'll show you that real quick, just to try to give them a little more space and room to roam. We split them just about in half. This group, they're awake. This group is doing a lot more sleeping. Now that one in the corner, not looking too good. But overall, they're cute as all get out. A lot of eggs to come. Back out here at the coop to do a little dry fit for our door, and ooh, that bird just came in close. He flew right through. Back out here at the coop to do this dry fit, and here is a little problem we've got. Let me show you. Height-wise, golden, perfect fit, but when you go to close it, it's a little too wide, and here's why. When they put the metal in and they wrapped it around this edge, it was great, but it also caused the opening to be about 1/8 of an inch shorter right on this side as opposed to where I measured, which was on the inside. And that's just my bad for not looking out for that. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go in, I'll cut off about 1/8 of an inch. We'll measure for the latch. I might do that before I leave here. And there are hinges still on the door here. I may just reuse these, they're fine. You know what, just to be safe, I'm gonna take these hinges off of here and then try to look at that fitting again, because it may be all right. All right, so a decision to make. I could set the door to where it lines up even with this and just set the hinges in further. Now what that means is it creates a little bit of a gap on this side by doing so, but it would close flush here. And actually, even if I set it flush, it still has a gap on this side just because of the nature of the hinge. It's just so close. But I think I'd rather have it sit like this, so I'm gonna go cut it. Okay, so we still have a little bit of a miss here, but I think all it is that some of the tin on this side has come loose a little bit. And I think with a hammer, we can get that to go back down and it should close very nicely and smoothly, and we'll be in business. So I ended up having to go around the edges of it with some little nails to get all of the tin to hold down, but now a solid close, a solid open. I have a piece of tin down here that I got from my scrap pile. We're gonna do some measurements on this and cut it. That DeWalt tool, not my favorite thing. I think I just need to learn how to use it better. I'm gonna have to watch some other people, YouTube videos or something. So let's see how this fits. As often happens around here, we call audibles, and so we're doing another one right now. Instead of using the tin to cover this, we were thinking about the summer months and how it does get really hot, and with as many birds as are going to be in this, we thought it might be best if we put hardware cloth over it for the summer and the spring, and then in the wintertime we'll just tack that on the top to keep a little more of the heat in. So that's what we're going to do there. I went ahead and put the latch on. The handle is still up in the shop, so we'll go get that here in a second, and then now we get to start on the roost that we're going to put inside. Had to run back into town real quick to pick up some 2x2s you see back there on the table. We're going to use those for the roost. It has put us a little bit later in the evening, so I don't think we're going to have time to go ahead and do this build right now, but I will at least show you at the coop here what I'm thinking, because once I did the math, I got a little bit scared that we're not going to be able to fit all of these birds for the nighttime inside of this coop. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I tried taking the camera inside the coop, but it's just too dark. You couldn't see enough, so I'm going to try from out here to explain what we're going to do. So let's use the outside of this wall, for example. Inside the coop, we're going to have a 6 foot 2x4 that's going to go like this. It's going to sit on a brace right here, and I'll tell you why in a second. And then we're going to come 18 inches off the wall, put a roost, and then space them out about every 12 to 15 inches down. I think I can do 4 on a 6 foot board this way, almost 7 feet all the way across. If I'm doing the math and what a lot of different people recommend, I can't fit all the birds on that section. So I'm going to have to go against the back wall and do something similar this way. Sorry, let me move this so you can see. Do something similar going this way across that short section. Now, my problem is I've got these nesting boxes here, so I'm limited on space. But if I can do what I hope I can do, we can fit about 54 birds just on this roost that we're gonna build. They can nest in the nesting boxes. There is, if you'll notice on these nesting boxes, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, look, that's not too bad. On these nesting boxes right here, they do have some railing out. So it's kind of like a built-in roost. So I think we'll be okay. What it does though, by having all of these roosts in here, is it crowds it for collecting eggs, but more importantly for me, for cleaning. and accessing all that wonderful manure that we're gonna want later. So here's what I'm thinking. Go back to our wall here. This 6-foot 2x4 will be right here. I'm gonna have a block that it's gonna rest on with a hinge. And so when I go in, and there'll be one on the other side too. And then when we go in and we need to clean, we're gonna lift this whole mechanism up on the hinge. We'll have a place to hook it up here, and then we can go in with our shovels and we can clean it out, throw in more carbon, all the kind of stuff that we need to do. We can even lift it up for egg collecting if we want to, but I think that there'll be enough space to go in there just walking with that. Now, all of that being said, we are running out of daylight to be able to do this project today. We're also running out of time for me to get this stuff in and get it edited. So we're gonna call it for today's video. Thanks so much for coming along. We'll see you again on Wednesday. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed, we would certainly appreciate it if you would do so. Hit that notification bell so you can know about the next video we've got coming up. We try to put them out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then finally, if you think it's warranted, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.